please welcome to the stage one half of the DEX Show, your host, Mr. Thomas McGrath.
Welcome, IT changemakers, to the DEX Show with Tim Flower and Tom McGrath. Let's get into it.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having us back to SKO. It's wonderful to be here. Get your handkerchiefs at the ready, everybody. It's a very special DEX show, and it's also a somewhat melancholic DEX show, right? And we're going to go into why that is momentarily. But let me just take you all back to the beginning of the DEX show, which, if you can believe it, was in December of 2020, that very un-Christmassy Christmas in the middle of COVID, right? That's when we launched the podcast, and it quickly became quite a big success. You know, people were quickly getting in touch. We saw the numbers going up, and since then, we've done over 200 episodes of the show. We've done DEX Show lives in different continents. We've presented SKOs. We've presented experiences, and the show keeps growing. So last year, we had 10,000 downloads of the podcast alone on audio platforms, which was amazing. And so the reason I keep saying we is not just to allude to the team who helps produce the show, who are wonderful, but to the fact that I have a podcasting partner, a podcasting other half, who I've been side by side with now for the entire time. And I don't think we've done more than sort of 5 or 10 episodes without one another together, right? And as you probably know, that's Tim Flower. And as you've probably heard, Tim Flower is leaving Nexthink. He's staying in the DEX space, but he's leaving Nexthink and he's leaving the DEX show. Can I have a big sad noise from everybody, please? And I'd just like to say, working with Tim, before we welcome him on, let's embarrass him a little bit, right? Working with Tim, other than the great professionalism and intelligence and commitment and expertise and deep, gravelly American voice he brought to every single podcast we recorded, I really appreciate Tim's amazing calm. You know, doing something like this, for instance, I get in a big flap about it, and Tim is just super cool, always super cool. Whatever we've done, he was always unruffled. And over the last few weeks, as people heard Tim's news, I had loads of people reach out to me, and a lot of people would say, "What are you going to do about the show?" And I'd say, "Let the widow breathe for a minute, you know, like, give me a bit of space, I'll think about it later." And other people would say, "My goodness, we're really going to miss Tim because he wasn't just a DEX show co-host, he was also a DEX evangelist, and he traveled the absolute world wherever he was needed." I'm sure so many people here can testify. He would come, he would present, he would host discussions, he would talk to customers, he would share his time and his expertise with unstinting professionalism. And so let's give him a huge, grateful welcome onto the stage. Tim Flower, everybody. Get your handkerchiefs ready. I warned you.
Yeah, you already rattled me, Tom.
Come on, sit down. I'm going to interview you for once to begin with, right?
Switch.
So, Tim, like, some people might not know your origin story. 400 years.
No, the origin. I've only told it 100 times.
Okay, yeah. 450 years at the Hartford.
Yeah.
Before you began your short stint at Nexthink. So 10 years ago, I'm interested. Walk us through it. What was Nexthink like as an organization then, particularly when we contrast it with this scale of operation today?
So I start this story by saying that the reason I came to Nexthink was having been a customer, and we have lots of customers who are enthusiastic about the platform, right? But back then, we had 10 people in total in the US. Think about that. In the US, for the US team now, the size of that team, a couple hundred people, we had 3 reps across the whole country, 3 SEs, a PS, a half of a lawyer, half of a sales ops. And the biggest struggle, both in my sales cycle and as I worked with the team implementing, they were telling me that they were really struggling with articulating value. How do we talk to the C-suite? What pains do you? I would actually come in as a customer and present to their QBR about why I bought and what the pains were. So the goal for me to come to Nexthink, and it took me about a year to convince Pedro to come over without a quota. The goal was to help them all be more successful, help my teammates be successful, and I knew that this company as a whole, about 150 people at the time, were also going to be hugely successful, And for me to sit here now, a couple of days before I depart, and seeing what it's become and what's left or what's next in the next 10 years is hugely satisfying to be a part of.
Yeah, you used a phrase early on in your departure, mission accomplished, and it's not just 210 or whatever it is, podcasts and millions of miles on the clock, right? But it's also 2 books, The Dummy's Guide to DEX, published under your name. And how does it, what is your main read now you look at the DEX space and you look at the next 5 years? What stands out to you about it?
I think there's almost more opportunity in this space than there was when I first had my first holy cow moment. When you look at what we're doing with AI, both figuring out how enterprises can adopt AI and now what Spark is going to do to this environment. We've talked a lot about DEX Ops, and we'll talk with Tracey a little bit about DEX Ops too. Enterprises are still figuring out how they're going to integrate AI across their application suite and across their employees. Spark's going to change the game to manage that environment. So I can't wait to, and Sam, his teams continue to innovate and bring new stuff. When I came over, I said, well, how much more could there really be? Are we going to do software delivery? Are we going to do patch management? Are we going to do security? They didn't have to tap into any of that. Innovation after innovation after innovation, and the sky's the limit.
What would you say to a new starter in the audience, maybe a BDR or somebody who's just joined the organization, about the opportunity and the culture that Nexthink can offer somebody to fulfill their professional dreams effectively?
I would say soak it all in, and without question, each and every one of you is open and has the same goal that I had when I came here: help your peers be successful. So if you're new at the company, don't be shy to go tap Pedro on the shoulder and get a few minutes with him, or tap into some other expertise. I know that I have a little bit of an extra, I won't call it privilege, but an ability over the years. Because of my role, I've talked with almost each and every one of you. So we don't all have that opportunity. And by the way, I want to thank all of you for welcoming me into your territories and your places of business and making me feel welcome in doing that. But if you're new, take advantage of as many of the professionals in the room as you can.
I think we've got to roast them a little bit now. Do we agree?
Please, bring it on.
Okay, so I got a quiz for him, multiple choice, okay, and it's called "This is your Nexthink life," Tim.
Okay.
I've done a little digging, okay. But don't take this first one the wrong way, okay? This first one's a bit in jest. But,
he loves doing this, by the way. Don't let him kid you.
These are all surprise questions. So which department, Tim, when they heard you were leaving Nexthink, looked to the sky and said,
"Thank God.
Thank God."
About time.
Was it content? Certainly not. Field? Certainly not. Commercial? No way. Or was it expenses?
I thought these were going to be hard questions.
Well, that's just teeing us up. That's just teeing us up.
And this is, Hamza probably knows this very well. There was a time before we had Travel Perk, before we were putting everything on our personal card, flights, hotels. And in the US, it's not like Europe. You need an airplane for everything. I had the highest expenses in the company, and I didn't have many friends there.
They didn't say thank God, but I did email them and ask for some dirt. So you look, as you said, one of the big travelers in Nexthink history, I would say. You've been to Japan, Australia, Amsterdam. You've been all over the world. And here's another question for you: in the US alone, how many nights have you spent in hotels as a Nexthinker? We've got 3 choices, 187.
You have the answer to that.
I have the answer. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
187,
This is scary.
197, or 207.
Is this yearly or across the 10 years? It's not 10 years.
Across the 10 years, well, according to my data, I don't know. I mean, this wasn't infinity here, but it was.
So I'll tell you, I average about 120 nights a year, all told, around the world.
Wow. Crazy.
So that's why I think it's higher than 200, but I'll take whatever max number you have, probably triple it.
Okay, well, we'll pass that one. Well, but that'll help explain to him, I feel, your CO2 emissions. Who thought I could have got these right? An incredible 125,156 kilograms, or 125 tons of CO2. Round of applause, everybody. Isn't that Isn't that phenomenal?
Whatever it is, I need to talk to somebody about buying some offset credits.
Yeah, maybe. Question is, what would Nexthink have to do to offset this period? Plant 100,000 trees, enable dark mode on 4 million laptops, let go between 80 to 100 remote workers, or D, any of the above.
I think it's all of the above. And by the way, this is going to lead to none of you ever traveling again.
Tanya said to me, some people are not going to be happy with these questions. You realize that? Well, look, that's enough roasting you for now, I think. But do you fancy doing one last interview, one last Tim and Tom, Tom and Tim?
I think we need to bring Tracey up. Before we do that, though, I want to take the opportunity. I can't call out individual names, but I do want to just take the opportunity to thank each and every one of you. And for those of you who know Steve Martin, I'm a huge Steve Martin fan. I do want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you. It's going to take a while. Thank you. No, seriously, I appreciate each and every one of you, and it's been a time of my life.
There may be one last goodbye at the end here, but before we get to that, let's welcome Tracey Downer, Customer Success Director and our friend, and repeat guest on the show.
Tracey, welcome.
Handshake.
Hug.
People know I'm a hugger. Come on.
On this day of all days,
I
get
know,
a
right.
cold handshake goodbye.
Absolutely.
Tracey, for anybody who doesn't know you, introduce yourself and your role here for us.
Ooh, yes. I have been working in technology for a very long time in cutting-edge technology and focusing mainly on digital transformation and customer experience. And I brought those skills to Nexthink to focus on employee experience because you all know a successful company starts with the employee.
100%. And we're going to get a little bit into DEX Ops today, which people have already had a lot of mention of already, and I know John's going to be going into it a little bit more in his keynote tomorrow. Before that, though, not your first SKO by any means, Tracey. How's it going? How's Lisbon been for you so far?
It's been brilliant, as they always are. It's my fourth, and I do have a joint favorite event, and that's Experience and SKO. Experience for the customers and SKO for the people, because I don't get to see everyone all the time, and this is the one time of the year where I'm just filled with seeing all my fabulously smart colleagues.
It's a great vibe, isn't it? Always,
yes.
Always.
So let's connect the dots between those customers.
That's such a classic Tim phrase,
and
by
what's
the way.
happening today.
I love it.
The customers that you work with
Yes.
are going to be able to take advantage of all the great stuff that's coming. What do you think? What have you seen today or in recent memory that you believe is going to have the biggest impact for them?
Well, you mentioned it, right? Spark. However, I'd like to go a little bit deeper because I am in customer success. I didn't give that part of the intro. And the one thing that's critical is when customers understand the focus and actually what they want to get out of Nexthink and the strategy. And when they're clear on that, they get value faster, they get results faster, their teams know what to prioritize, and they're working on the right things. And it just enables value realization through their DEX strategy so much faster.
And you work with customers that are at various stages. And
Yes.
Outside of the people in this room, the 400 or 500 people that are here, the folks that are listening to this episode are also in various stages. Mm-hmm. What do you believe that both of those groups most need to understand about the concept of DEX beyond the technology? So let's talk about DEX
Yep.
Ops. What are the most important parts of DEX Ops that they really should pay attention to?
They need to bring their organization along the journey with them, right? And that's what DEX Ops means, 100%. It's a philosophy. It's a way of the company operating. And it's an experience, an employee experience first mindset. And that mindset shift is not easy, right? And this is what we call DEX Ops. Over the years, since I've been here for 4 years now, we took our customers on the journey from to infinity. And then last year, we really focused on value and value realization and changing that mindset to focus on value. And through that journey, we really started to realize we needed to pool all of our expertise together into a framework to help them, no matter where they were on the maturity cycle. And that framework we call Navigator, and it covers all those key areas: people, process, technology, communication, and value.
And for those that I've been out on the road with, you've heard me for 10 years preaching that, and it's what I did as a customer even, but to have a framework now wrapped around it, to have structure and to make it a repeatable process, I think has been huge. When you look at customers right now that have started that journey and are, say, 6 months in, what kinds of things do they find on that journey that were unanticipated? Either the good stuff, the, oh my God, I had no idea I'm going to be able to do this, or the difficult things or the hurdles. What's that 6-month part of the journey look like?
So during the sales cycle, they learn a lot, right? Our technology is broad and deep, right? And then at 6 months, they start to understand the full scope of the possibility and the art of the possible. And sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And at that 6-month period, it's so critical that they go and revisit their DEX strategy and the expectations that they want to get out of Nexthink in order to really, really capitalize on their investment with Nexthink.
Amazing. Two more for you, Tracey. Complete these sentences, okay? On the spot, on the stage. In 2026, the key to DEX success is?
DEX Ops.
It's that simple, huh?
Grounded in the framework of Navigator.
Nice. How would you say the same, Tim? Would you say DEX Ops is as essential as?
We've seen so many customers go technology first. I need the easy button. Just buy me a tool that's going to go solve all my problems. Before this, it was, which MSP can I give my problems to? I'm tired of dealing with this. Give it to my providers. So I think operationalizing with that kind of a framework is critical for anybody's success. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to do question for you both again then, if that's clear. But you first, Tracey. In 2026, the fastest way to fail at DEX is?
Focusing on use cases alone without linking it to your business strategy and outcomes.
Interesting. Tim?
Not communicating. We told, as a customer, we told 30,000 people what we were doing. It's like quitting smoking. If you don't tell anybody, you're not going to do it. So communicating to everybody what your strategy is, what your plan is, and then when you are on that journey, communicate the value you're achieving. Communicate what you're doing. Don't keep it hidden. I think communication is the biggest part.
Mm-hmm. Tracey, before we love you and leave you, any reminiscences about the outgoing Tim Flower here?
Well, I'm just very honored to be interviewed on your very last DEX show. So
happy to have you.
Thank you very much. It's
But not,
been
I
an
must
honor.
underscore, not the very last DEX show. The show will go on, albeit bereft of our beloved Tim Flower. I want to.
There was no winning on that answer, was there?
I don't want to sound too elegiac here today.
The last
Thank
DEX
you.
How many of us have to look at that
With
word?
Tim.
Elegiac. Go get your dictionaries out.
Tracey Downer, everybody. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tracey. And now we're going to welcome one surprise guest and put the spotlight back on you for the last few minutes, embarrass you a little bit further, and have a proper leave taking. Please, everybody, welcome back to the stage, Pedro Bados. Come on over.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Pedro. So, Pedro, Tim has already alluded to that origin story 10 years ago, and what a different company Nexthink was then. Do you remember that encounter? In fact, there was a funny story, wasn't
There
it?
was
The
a
first
free
encounter with Tim.
before
Yeah,
you
go on.
came out with Dwayne Kinghorn.
I'd
You
forgotten
remember
about that.
It was the story before the story.
Come on, the story before the story. Go on.
So before we had the 3 sales and the 3 pre-sales in the US, we didn't have anyone. And it was me traveling from Europe to the US. And we actually, I think this is back maybe 2010, 2011.
Yeah.
We were very close to open the headquarters of the company in Utah. Actually, eventually, we decided that some people had to move to Utah, and then I changed my mind, and they're still there. Anyway, so one of the first customers that we were visiting was Hartford. With one of these, I was actually with a consulting company that were helping us to really open the U.S. market. And I think the first customer in the U.S., actually, the first meeting that I had in the U.S. was at Hartford.
Is that right? Is that
with
right?
Tim. You remember? It was 2 years before.
Yeah, Dwayne
An
Kinghorn,
open door, Tim, really, yeah.
I had done business with Dwayne Kinghorn with another software product, so we had a relationship, and he said, I want you to talk to this CEO from Switzerland. Oh, okay, come on in.
So he was very polite. He was trying to figure out what obviously was not DEX, was analytics and end user monitoring technology. We didn't close the deal. I think we didn't even do a POV.
You didn't even get out of the lobby. We had a coffee in the lobby.
That's right.
That's what I heard. Didn't make it out of the lobby.
That's right. Yeah.
How did that feel, Pedro?
I
Do you
didn't
think
know
it's
that
going to
piece.
work? Like,
Yeah. And that was the first time. And then we came back maybe a couple of years later, and it was a different situation. And you saw the need. So it took like 2 years of nurturing. And then, we closed the first deal. I think Hartford maybe became customer number 4, 5 in the US. Yeah. And the rest is history. So
the way I tell it is, Pedro came in to sell this analytics thing. I said, I don't know what analytics is. How am I going to use analytics? The pitch was I couldn't figure out not only how I was going to use it, but how do I buy it? How do I pay for it? 2 years later, we're in a world of hurt, and I'm back knocking on Pedro's door. Excuse me, do you have any of those analytics? I need some of that.
Any reflection on Tim's contribution over the last 10 years, Pedro, more generally?
Well, obviously, so many at multiple levels. First, on the personal side, amazing friend, amazing partner. I think I'm not far if I say that he's probably one of the most loved persons across the company.
I totally agree.
He has helped so many people, so many teams. So many fans.
Thank you.
Amazing. We all learned so much, so many stories. At a professional level, it was huge, and it's still huge. But at the beginning of Nexthink, at the beginning of DEX, we needed actually someone with credibility going to customers because we didn't have customers. So Tim really played a critical role at the very beginning to really explain from the customer perspective, all the value of DEX. And then he became a DEX evangelist, and obviously I took it to the next level year after year. So many stories with Gartner in every single conference as a speaker, with customers in many different sessions. So tremendous. I think actually, probably you don't know that, but after we kind of announced that you were leaving and all that, there were 2 or 3 customers that they reached out to me and they said, "I want to be the next team. Wow. We have a job for the next team." I said, no, we have the best team. So that's how.
Point them to me, eh? I'm screening.
So
that's amazing. And just a general reflection. We had that nice thing earlier where long-term Nexthinkers all stood up. So many people been here over 5 years, 10 years. And what does that mean to you as a founder, CEO? Is that important to you, like to have a company where people can flourish over quite a long period of time? And
I think I said that it was not, maybe last year or the year before. Myself and the founders, we never founded Nexthink as a transactional company for a few years, selling the company and then move on to the next thing. We always wanted Nexthink as a place to learn, to grow, to conquer new summits, to really go beyond our limits, learning together. Is about the journey. And obviously 5, 10 years, 20 years, why not 30 years? As long as, we are enjoying the journey, we are putting innovation out there, customers are following us. I'm actually, every year, I'm more and more excited. And people, they ask me why. It's because I love it. That's really what, I think it's actually my purpose in life.
That's nice. Yeah, man. We appreciate it, I think. It's a good place to work. I feel like saying one more funny thing about Tim, which is one thing I really miss, right, is whenever he's in Boston and I speak to him, I say, "What did you do last night?" He goes, "We shot Lucky's." And if you know Lucky's, it's like a a dive bar in Boston that doesn't close. Like, so I don't know how he shut it so many times. And it's usually like Tim and like the 4 youngest BDRs in the company. And everybody else gets older and has to back out. And
They keep me young.
Tim's there,
Young.
year upon year, shutting Lucky's down. And I literally reached out for comment to the manager of Lucky's, you know. Anything you want to say, he just said, thank you.
Yeah.
He said, thank you.
I still got a tab there, I think.
You kept him afloat, you know.
My move now, though, as I got older, is get them all fired up to go to Lucky's and then go to my hotel room.
All right. Oh, I haven't heard that yet. But look, I think maybe you have something for Tim before we wish him goodbye, right?
Absolutely.
He is a 10-year Nexthink veteran taking leave, and we know what that means, don't we? Huh? What's the time, everybody?
Absolutely. We have a little surprise for you, Tim. You deserve much more, but just a little thing. So obviously, the 10 years Rolex for you all. I want to stand up, everybody. Please stand up. Give a big, big, big applause.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you too, bud.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
Thank you. It's too much. Too much. Thank you.
Come on, louder. Come on.
No words. I have no words. Thank you. Appreciate.
It's going to sound really bad on the podcast. I'm sorry, I was interrupting.
No, I have no words. As the words try to come out, I have no words. I appreciate each and every one of you. So best time of my life.
To make sure that you never miss an episode, subscribe to the show in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast player. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a rating of the show. Just tap the number of stars you think the podcast deserves. If you'd like to learn more about how Nexthink can help you improve your digital employee experience, head over to nexthink.com. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.